Meanwhile, Kenyan authorities are considering implementing some power rationing after an overload triggered 3 nationwide blackouts in recent months. Now, the Energy Ministry says that measure is a result of strain on the transmission and distribution infrastructure, not a shortfall in generation. Here's CGTN's Najma Abdurizak exploring what this rationing program could mean for the overall Kenyan economy, which is already struggling to cope with high prices.
Challenges of power failure have seen Kenya plunged into blackouts the past few months. The most recent hit the country last Sunday at around 8 p.m. local time, paralyzing large part of the country along with several services, including the main airport right here in the capital, where 2 terminals were left without power for several hours. The state-run utility Kenya Power blamed last Sunday's blackout on what it described as a system disturbance, saying the problem was being addressed by technicians. The most profound impact was on businesses who rely heavily on electricity to run their operations. And the outages last Sunday's being the 3rd major power cut in the country in the past 3 months caused substantial financial losses. Patrick Adoga, a butcher in the capital, and Brian, who runs a restaurant, expressed frustrations as they called on the government to find a permanent solution to the unpredictable power cuts.
As a business, I want the government to find a solution because businesses such as mine depend heavily on electricity. We have suffered from the outages that have been happening. Blackouts are bad for business. We cannot sell anything. It has affected our daily lives.
When the lights are off, we encounter losses. We have lost customers who were not satisfied with the little we were offering. This has hit our sales. We have had to throw out nearly everything in our fridge. They got spoiled because we do not have a generator. The government needs to resolve this power issue quickly.
In response to public criticism, the government, particularly the Kenyan Energy Minister Davis Chirchir, revealed earlier this week that the government is contemplating scheduled power outages, known in other words as load shedding, as a measure to safeguard the power transmission network from quote-unquote overloading. However, experts say the idea would only turn Kenya into a laughingstock.
Rationing of power will make us a laughingstock. I mean, we all laugh at South Africa, where they've been having, they've been having power rationing forever. And whenever anybody talks about South Africa and we talk on them on Zoom, we say we need to have the meeting quickly because you might run out of power. So I think it would be very negative for the country if we start doing power rationing at all. I think we need to be quickly invest in protection systems, which is the cheapest way of doing it first, so that you're able to isolate problems when they happen, instead of doing a proper rationing, because we do not need to ration.
Obath says upgrading infrastructure and improving maintenance will make do for now.
The reality in the country is that the infrastructure, the distribution infrastructure, is not robust enough. We have enough power. So load shedding is a wrong word to use. What we have is that certain parts of the distribution grid do not have sufficient capacity or are not robust enough to take shocks.
As discussions continue on whether or not power rationing is the right move, the larger Kenyan population remains hopeful for a swift resolution, one that will prevent further disruptions to their daily lives. Najma Abdurizak, CGTN, Nairobi.